Just waking up. I'm tired.
Man, you've been working out all through Thanksgiving as well. Yesterday,
Yeah, I had to run off what I ate yesterday. I didn't eat crazy, but I ate enough to where I was like, you know what? I got to work out. So
how was your Thanksgiving, by the way?
it was good. And I haven't got to celebrate Thanksgiving in like 9 years. So it was actually good to sit back with my friends and family and just enjoy the time. So felt good to actually have a Thanksgiving for once.
Different being a father. Thanksgiving this time, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was there. Everybody loves the baby. The attention. They forget about the parent, the person who made him. So they like brush you to the side. But it was good, seeing my baby. I mean, he's only 2 months, but him get to experience his first Thanksgiving. Uh, it's pretty cool because they leave, so I won't be able to see his first Christmas. So yeah, it was
Right.
good to see his first Thanksgiving.
That's good, man. Cherish all those moments. Try to stay away from having a training camp around those times. But at the end of the day, you have to sacrifice, and that's what a lot of boxing fans don't understand. That type of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Um, let's get into let's talk about. It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit because you had negotiations with Shakur Stevenson. You guys got to, you guys talked your way into it. You guys were also, on that rankings, and he sent you guys a contract, right?
hmm From what I
Wow.
understand, yes.
Now, that being said, now you guys respond to that, right? Your dad, you guys sign your end. Is that now? With that being said, does Oscar got to sign his end as well?
Yeah, the promoters got to do whatever the promoters got to do, but as far as like us, we accepted the money. I don't know if my dad and team want me to get into the money, but it's a pretty decent amount of money. Like I would have fought him for less what they were offering. So like it was a good amount of money. As far as like there was like no rehydration or none of that. So we was like we accept. It's good money, and we know what we're getting into. It's for the world title. Why not? I mean, so everything was good on our part. We're not complaining, but you have some people that you got a little bit of doubt. It seemed like, and that's cool. I can. People have their opinions. I'm not judging people for their opinions, but at the end of the day, like, if I feel I'm ready, if we feel we're ready, then it is what it is. But it seems like other people have different opinions, so we'll see. But as far as like us, my dad, me, we want to get the fight made. So.
Right, right. I like how you kept it truthful. Unlike other people that might not feel that way. Do you feel like you know when you listen to the clapback Thursdays yesterday? What you thought? What's your initial reaction to that?
Me, I see what Oscar was trying to do because it's like I don't know. Like I see where he was coming from, basically saying like, Shakur, why is Shakur trying to fight a 22-year-old? He thinks I'm like still a prospect. I disagree with that somewhat. But that's his opinion. So he's like, why you trying to go after this when you got number 2, 3, 4, 5 you could fight? So I see what Oscar was trying to say, but then again, it's like I feel like I could win the fight. It's me. At the end of the day, whether I win, lose, or draw, it's me that got to come home and deal with the repercussions. So, it's just a little bit of head bumping right there. But I respect everyone's decision. At the end of the day, Oscar, he's a promoter. He feels a certain way. That's on him. But, I know deep down I could win. So that's all that matters.
Do you feel like it's the age? Do you feel like, because I know that your dad mentioned something upon, like, Liston and Ali, but it's just like, for you in your situation, talking to Oscar and some of these other people, like, why do you feel like there's a disbelief?
I feel like it's because I'm young. I hear a lot like you're young. You're not in your prime yet. You have a bunch of years, to gain experience. And I see what they're saying, but like I say, it's all about taking risks. Not a lot of people at a young age go to take risks. So I feel like that's what I mostly care about. But I can see people saying, I'm young, get a couple more fights. But like I said, it all goes back to everyone's opinion.
Shakur responds and says, "Do not mention my name ever again." Have you been reading some of the tweets?
No, I don't go on Twitter. I mean, I made a tweet this morning basically saying like the fight is personal. I mean, because he called my dad out his name. Like, all the other stuff, all the unnecessary things, he DM'd my dad. And it's like you mad and you in your feelings because we want to fight you. Like that's what I don't get. So like it's more so a personal thing for me. That's why I want to fight. So I don't go on Twitter, but I made one tweet. But as far as like looking on at his tweets, I don't do that. I'm a dad, I'm a family man. I got more stuff to do than be on Twitter. So
Mm. Do you feel like this fight will happen soon? Do you feel like
most
this
definitely.
will you think will ever happen? Like, and if you do, when do you think it will?
Okay, so that's a good question. So I'm gonna go with a big if. If this fight weren't to be made in February, I think it's a fight that's still gonna happen in 2025 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why you feel that way?
just cause like everybody's just saying like get one or two more fights, then yeah, like that's a fight that could be made. So like I'm saying like we're pushing for the fight February, but if the fight don't happen, I feel like it'll happen in 2025.
Mm. Um, you know, before obviously this, we talked before. Edwin De Los Santos and Andy Cruz was on your radar before you got the offer sent to you. Um, then Shakur also says, "What happened to Edwin De Los Santos? Who signed? Like, I want to sign him. They what they're doing to him in his career is. Do you feel like that had to do with you going out your way to say I want to fight Edwin De Los Santos? I mean, how do you and what do you think about those comments?
Um, I don't think that though him tweeting that got nothing to do with me. I think that was just like a random tweet because everyone keeps telling him to rematch him. So I just feel like that's between them. I mean, realistically, like, would I want to see the rematch? No, but I mean, why not? I mean, he didn't punish Edwin to the point where Edwin doesn't deserve a rematch. So I think that was just between them, and who knows? Maybe that was just Shakur trying to like so he don't gotta fight him again. I don't know, but yeah.
The age is one thing, but then also listening to the clapback Thursdays, he also added an experience factor in there too. Didn't he say something upon no championship experience? Like, how does that feel knowing that you want these big shots, but then you got your promoter also saying that?
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's somewhat true. I don't have championship experience. I mean, the only type of championship experience I got is sparring with the top guys. That's about it. But to me, like that don't matter. Like I feel like I'm ready now. I feel like I'm ready now. Like let's do it. But I can see what Oscar's saying. I don't have championship experience if we being honest. But like I said, I feel like that has nothing to do with what I'm capable of. So
Right, right. You know, what's the big difference though? If when you look at yourself as an amateur sparring to the pros, I've never been a pro. I was just an amateur fighter, so I like to know, like, when you build this confidence and when you listen to these legends say these things, what do you get out of it? Because I know in your last performance, you I think what was like a flash. Well, can we call that a flash knockdown? What do you think?
you could call it a flash. Everybody gonna have their different opinion, and I don't go back and forth with people with different. But like you could call it a flash, I guess.
So coming from that to like this Shakur Stevenson and the way Oscar like displays it, like you want to like he Oscar switched it and he it's not like he didn't say things that were incorrect, but he was saying things like, hey, Eddie, you don't know how to build a fighter. First fight on Matchroom, you're gonna go and stick my prospect. You know what I'm saying? So like, what's and I know you said that you don't believe in what he says and stuff like that, but like after hearing that, what's the realistics of you really getting from prospect to we're already at the end of the year to get in this fight in 2025 with the silver medalist, 3 division champion Shakur
Look,
Stevenson.
look. I'm like, this is I don't know. We just gotta keep pushing for the fight. We keep pushing for the fight. The fight gonna happen. I don't get into what goes on with my team and how we feel about things because that's a personal thing. Like, am I like a little upset that certain people feel like, their opinions. I mean, yeah, but I'm not gonna get into that online. So all I gotta do is just keep pushing for the fight, and hopefully that fight get made. Like at the end of the day, like you hear from different promoters, the fighters are the boss. So if the fighters are the boss, I mean, it has to be done sooner or later. But I'm not gonna get into like all the Oscar stuff if I'm mad at Oscar. Like no, that's no.
You're
But
not mad at Oscar.
no, like, cause I gotta respect everyone's opinion. But do I think the fight will get made? Yes, because we're pushing for it. So
As if as in if it was like that, right? Would it be like he's blocking your money, or more than anything else, like if it was to bother you?
no, I don't even think it's more so bothering my money. I think Oscar just as a fighter, he has that fighting experience to the point where he's looking at a business standpoint. Well, I put my guy in there with like a guy at this certain type of level. So I think Oscar's more so thinking from a fighter standpoint.
What type of level is that?